This is thing number 12 that's hiding in the belly fat. Hey there, this is Bronwen Oehlschlager. Welcome to my channel. We are talking about living life free of emotional eating and loving yourself slim. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell because we have a lot of things coming. And today we're talking about the 12th thing of 46 things that I have discovered are hiding in the belly fat. So what we're talking about here, what we're really doing here is we're uncovering the emotional layers that are driving us to the fridge for comfort. And these things are theoretically the things that are stuck in your belly fat. So we're just talking about really honest awareness and being really aware of what could be the thing that is really sending us to the fridge. I want to just reiterate something that I said in my last video about swallowing your feelings instead of expressing them. This is really important. As we are talking about the topic that we're on today, I advise you to peel back any anger, any frustration. These are lying feelings. These are secondary emotions. And just look at the root of the emotion that's really getting in your way. And this is going to look like maybe fear or sadness or being hurt. And so as we're talking about this, I just encourage you to be really super honest with yourself and super accountable. And what I mean by accountable is look at it, say, yep, that's what's going on, and I'm going to shift it now. Accountability and shame are completely different things. Okay, let's talk about this 12th thing that I've discovered is hiding in the belly fat. Dun, dun, dun. Fear of displeasing a loved one. If you can identify with this one, it's probably a major thing that is keeping you feeling stuck and feeling trapped in your body. We live with some of our loved ones, and sometimes that fear of disappointing them is so intense and so powerful and so heavy on us emotionally that we're running to the food all day long, every day. Not just when we get triggered, but because we're constantly worried about what these people think of us. And that's a tricky one. If this is a loved one, especially if it's a parent or a spouse, maybe even a child, these people are always in your life. It's not like you're going to kick them out so that you can be free, you know? It's not like you can just send them packing. A lot of times we want to nurture these relationships and help them improve. And that's where I want to focus today. If you are in a situation where you're concerned about disappointing a loved one, maybe they actually show a lot of disapproval to you. Maybe they show their disappointment. Maybe they're in a habit of saying really negative things to you and dragging you down. If that's the case, you still have some power here. I personally have experienced this, where I needed to just take ownership of myself, even in the midst of loved ones having some disapproval and disappointment in me. And that was all about them. And that was the thing that I needed to really understand. If somebody else is going to disapprove of me or be disappointed in me, it doesn't matter. It can't matter. Or you continue to put on these negative emotional layers that continue to send you to the food for comfort, unless you break the habit. But let's just deal with this at this emotional spot, at this belief spot that you're feeling like if they're disappointed in you, then something's wrong with you. Or if they're disappointed in you, then you must be bad. These things are keeping you down. It's keeping you layered. And it's these emotional layers, when they stay on, they do show up in a physical way. Somehow, whether it's in layers on your body or somewhere else out there in your life, it's going to show up. And it's going to show up in your cellular structure as well. So if you are continually focused on the concern of trying to please this person at the expense of yourself, it's time to have a shift. It's time to flick that and replace it with something that serves you better. And what is it that serves you better? That's really up to you to decide. In my case, it was I make my choices and I allow them to have their feelings no matter what they are. And they can say whatever to me if they want to. It's not always easy, I won't lie to you. But it gets easier all the time as you practice and as you repeat these new beliefs to yourself. I am safe to do what I want to do, what I feel is right for me. And if they want to call me like selfish or self-centered or whatever, anything like that, that is up to them. And they're passing a judgment that is not something that I need to internalize. And that's okay. And if they don't like that, that's still okay. And it's really just about sloughing off what other people out there in the world are thinking of you. And this will serve you in so many ways. If you can nail this one, you're going to be served out there as well. And not in a negative way. I mean, you're not like sticking it to the world like I did at first. You might have to go through that to figure it out. I was sticking it to the world because I was going to do what I wanted to in spite of what everybody else was thinking or saying, because I was such a people pleaser that was where I started. You know, it was really explosive and it was really, you know, dukes up, stay out of my way kind of thing. You don't have to go there, but you know, if you do, forgive yourself and move through it. It doesn't feel good to be in that space, but definitely don't go back to the people pleasing in order to not be sitting there with your dukes up. Just take your dukes down and say, I love you enough to allow you your feelings, no matter what they are, and let it, like, you can put a bubble around yourself. Just decide that you have a bubble around yourself, and when their disapproval comes, it just bounces off and it can just hit the floor. Try that on and see if you feel better. Thanks for watching that video. I am having a blast teaching you about these emotional things that are hiding in the belly fat, and I hope that you're keeping yourself up as well. Remember, if you want to see what's going on with the rest of my belly fat series, click here. If you want to see what YouTube has for you, click here. Definitely subscribe and hit that bell, and I will talk to you next time.